Okay, folks, welcome to GAMcast Live, the biggest story of the day, October 26, 2022. Folks, the biggest story of the day is Kathy Hochul's performance last night, which was as bad as Fetterman's. A lot of people be talking about Fetterman, as well they should. But the bigger story is Hochul, I'll tell you why. Anyway, GAMcast Live, the Florida and Georgia lawyer that breaks down the events of the day through the lens of the Constitution, the law, and history. Folks, the reason this is such a bigger story, Kathy Hochul versus John Fetterman, you have to go back, and I know I've got a bit here that she did in the performance last night, I'm going to come to it in a minute. 6 years ago, when this seat was last up, it's being held by Pat Toomey. He's retired, so he didn't run for a third term. He won Pennsylvania 48.8 to 47.3 against Katie McKenty. Okay, so the fact that that race is close between Oz and Fetterman should be unsurprising. The other thing is we already know about his stroke, folks. We knew about that. He wasn't particularly gifted anyway, and then you have a stroke, and he's mentally at a disadvantage. So you shouldn't be all that surprised that he had a bad debate performance. Now, I will fully agree it was one of the worst debate performances I've ever seen. But let's go back to New York, okay? I want you to consider when Mario Cuomo won the seat 4 years ago, which, by the way, you'll see there, Kathy Hochul, there she is, was his running mate. Okay, so she's never run and won for anything. This is her first shot on her own. Well, not a statewide office anyway. He won 59.6 to 36.2. Okay, that is a 23.4% victory. All right, now let's go to Kathy Hochul, and you'll see how big a story this is. She started out in July. She was up by 19. Not quite Mario Cuomo numbers, but close, okay? It got down a little bit over the summer, down to the 15, then it went back up to 18. Eventually, about a month ago, it got into the 10s, and then now, scroll to it, she is now 6.1 ahead. And if the polls are skewed toward Democrats, which I fully believe that they are by 3 points, she's within the margin of error, folks. This is incredible, okay? So think about that. Now, here's one of the reasons why she's out there. You've probably seen this clip elsewhere. I have a slightly different take on the clip as per usual. But anyway, here's Kathy Hochul. One of the reasons why she's losing big to Lee Zeldin are comments like this. Take a listen.
We're halfway through the debate. She still hasn't talked about locking up anyone committing any crimes.
Okay.
Anyone who commits a crime under our laws, especially with the change they made to bail, has consequences. I don't know why that's so important to you. All I know is that
I don't know why that's so important to you. I tell you, if you don't have your health, you don't have your safety, you don't have anything. That's the first thing you got to have. So, yeah, that's going to be running in Lee Zeldin's ads for the next, 2 weeks until Election Day, and we shall see how it turns out. But did you hear the other part she said in there? After the changes we made to bail reform, they got rid of bail. So you're telling me letting people back on the streets somehow is being tough on crime? Anyway, folks, to me, the bigger story of the day is that Kathy Hochul, who has every bit of advantage, this is a seat, again, that he won by 23.4 points 4 years ago. And if she wins it, she's gonna win it in a squeaker. That's a much bigger story. She's a terrible candidate. Anyway, folks, if you like this, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and tell a friend. And if you enjoyed this live stream, I hope you turn back in tomorrow.